Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Mars October Rants. Today, I wanted to make a part two to a rant that I did, and it's one of the first rants I ever did. It's called Just Because I Disagree with You, It Doesn't Make Me Your Enemy. I made that video ranting about that, and that's one of the most prevalent things in my life that I have seen as I go through adulthood and as I went through my teen years and, had experiences talking to people and meeting new people and making new friends and obviously on the internet a lot. But that is something that is such an important message, because I don't want to make this the same video because I already talked about it, but I just feel like it's just getting so out of hand, You see this in group chats. Like, I go into group chats all the time, and, it happened to me the other night. I was talking to some woman, and we had, like, a minor disagreement on a few things, and, she was like, it's best if, I don't see this working out. It's best if we don't talk. And I'm like, why? Because we had a few disagreements? Like, why are you acting like I'm a piece of shit and I'm an asshole just because we have a few minor disagreements? Like, I'm automatically enemy number one and you need to stop talking to me because we had some disagreements? Like, I don't understand. Like, a couple of opinions that I have, that doesn't make up me as a whole person, People are way more complicated and complex than that. Having a few opinions not agree with me, or me agree with you, that doesn't have anything to do with who I am as a person, And people change all the time, so I was like, if you're really gonna do that, then there's no reason for us talking anyway. You can just leave, because, I remember seeing a Morgan Freeman quote. Like, people love to just put random words and put his face on it because he's a very intelligent man, but it just happened to have his face on it. Maybe this is something he said, and it said, just because I disagree with you, it doesn't mean that I hate you. We have to relearn that in our society. And I'm making a part two because, like I said, it's so prevalent, and it's something that happens all the time in American society and society in general, The same thing goes for the whole, situation in the Middle East with Israel and Palestine, and I know Iran's gotten involved, and, just because, you have a different opinion on foreign policy, and you see this with politics. You see this with politics all the time, man. I don't understand it. I'm not your enemy just because I disagree with healthcare or disagree with, I've talked about the minimum wage and raising it and how it's stupid. Just because I have a conversation with someone and we disagree on the minimum wage being raised or lowered, they literally would see me as an enemy and see me as a bad person and not want to talk to me anymore just because of that. So, not like me making this is going to make people change. People are still going to do that. And, I guess this is kind of basically like the first video, but, I wanted to make an update about this and tell you guys that this is still something that's going on in my life, and, a lot of people can really relate to this because it goes on in their life, and I really want a solution to this problem, but, there's not any solution. People are always going to think bad about you no matter what you say, no matter what you do. If you agree, you disagree. If someone wants to think of you as an enemy, if someone wants to think of you as someone who needs to be defeated and someone who needs to be taken down, it really doesn't matter what you say because, at the end of the day, you're always going to be the villain in someone else's story. No matter what you do, like I said, no matter what you say. If someone wants you to be the villain, you're going to be the villain. And, even if you, agree on some other things that you thought you disagree on, eventually you're going to disagree with something. And, these people are just going to up and leave you high and dry, or Maybe you're not even friends. You're just having a conversation in a group and people act like that, you know? It's just best to step away from that shit, you know? Like I would not advise people to engage people who think that way, you know? Like you're my enemy, fuck you, you disagree with me, you need to be taken down. Like, this, distance yourself from that. Distance yourself from all that shit. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your emotions. It's not worth your mental health. It's not worth any of that, you know? Because there's people that are gonna respect your opinion, disagree with you as an adult, and still want to talk to you and still think good of you just because you disagree, you know? It's sad how much the world's spiraling down with conversations and people's just lack of maturity, and it's really sad. So anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rant series. I hope you've enjoyed listening to part 2 of my Just Because I Disagree With You, It Doesn't Make Me Your Enemy. Thank you for listening, and have a good one, guys. Goodbye.